All right, so look, this next situation is where an 11-year-old boy lost his life. I think it should have never happened, and it's just about kids playing a doorbell prank late at night, and a homeowner who took things way too far. I think, and I wanted to talk about this because even in my own neighborhood, we've had kids ringing doorbells at night, and thankfully it never escalated, to this level uh, of what you're about to see in this next situation. So let me show you this news report real quick, and then I'll come back and offer my thoughts as usual.
You're watching the News Edge Early Edition.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here on the News Edge Early Edition at 6 and this Wednesday. All right, topping the rundown here today, a story that continues to make national news. A $1 million bond has now been set for the man accused of gunning down an 11-year-old boy. Investigators say the child was shot in the back while playing a prank with his cousin. Fox 26's Jillian Hartman has the latest on this tragic case.
Balloons and flowers surround this growing memorial for 11-year-old Julian Guzman, a young boy whose life was cut short. He was shot in the back while playing Ding Dong Ditch. Today, a judge set bond at $1 million for Julian's accused killer, sending a strong message to the community. As this memorial for Julian Guzman grows, so does the demand for justice. The man accused of killing the 11-year-old is Gonzalo Leon Jr. He was back in court Wednesday. The judge set a $1 million bond. His defense attorney asked the judge to set it at $100,000, but the judge sided with the state's request for a higher bond.
You are here charged with murder. It's a first-degree felony.
When you have a case as tragic as this one, and quite frankly as brutal, when you have an 11-year-old shot in the back and murdered, I think it's an appropriate bond. It's an appropriate bond to protect the community from someone who obviously has very little regard for life of any kind. And that was the reason that we asked for such a high bond.
Authorities say Leon was waiting by his home along Minbro Street in East Houston late Saturday night when Julian and his cousin knocked on his door for the last time. The kids had knocked on the door and ran away multiple times, and in their final attempt, investigators allege Leon came out from behind a gate by his house, opened fire, striking Julian in the back as he ran. Julian and his cousin got about a block away before Julian collapsed, and Julian died the following day at the hospital.
Damn.
Prosecutors also did ask for a high bond because Leon was arrested 20 miles away from his home with a large amount of clothes, saying it might be a sign he was trying to flee. But the defense claims Leon left his home because of the large media presence outside his house, and the hotel was 2 miles away from where Leon goes to college.
He has a 2-year-old child, and I have a 2-year-old child, and I know that if a bunch of people are camped outside making a lot of noise, my 2-year-old isn't going to sleep. So he didn't leave counties, right? He literally moved within a few miles of where he's registered to attend college, San Jacinto College, Maritime.
Now, authorities say Leon's wife and toddler were home at the time of the shooting.
Damn.
Leon was initially detained and released twice before his final arrest. Right now, he is in the Harris County Jail. His next court date is on October 21st.
Man, this dude. I mean, let's be real. I mean, the kids. They were wrong for playing that prank. I mean, it's disrespectful, it's risky, and in today's climate, it's dangerous. But the homeowner, he was all the way wrong. You can't shoot somebody in the back who's running away. That's not self-defense, that's murder. The homeowner, he wasn't in any imminent danger. And self-defense laws, council doctrine, stand your ground laws, they're built on one principle, and that is you must reasonably believe that you're in imminent danger of death or serious bodily harm. And that means right now, unavoidable, no time to escape. He ran out his home, chased these kids down, and shot one of them in the back. Shooting somebody who's running away, that isn't protection, that's punishment. He wanted to punish these kids for ringing his doorbell multiple times at 11 o'clock at night. I mean, I get it. He was pissed off, and anybody would be upset if kids kept, ringing their doorbell that late. And I mean, I know it's frustrating, but the thing is that in that moment, that's where restraint should have kicked in. You've got options. Call the police, put up cameras. even step outside and, and talk to him or whatever, but pulling a gun, that's not restraint, that's rage. And when you let your emotions pull the trigger, you don't lose control. You take somebody's life. And now he's sitting in jail on a $1 million bond because of that night, that bad decision. And then this child is gone. And, this man, he's thrown his life away in the process too. Now, as far as these kids go, and I think kids in general, because I'm a parent too, we got to sit down and talk with our kids about these so-called pranks. Um, Times have changed, people have changed. There are folks out there who they're not with the foolishness, and people are on edge, and most people are armed, or more people are armed now. And the way society looks at strangers at their door at 11 o'clock at night, it's not the same. We've got a climate where fear, anger, and quick reactions are the norm, and all those things are at an all-time high. So I think we have to, teach our kids to respect people, respect their property, respect their space, and don't play games with strangers. Um, what used to be, I guess, considered harmless mischief can now turn into a life or death situation in seconds. And as much as I hate to say it, because no 11-year-old should have to deal with that, it's just the reality that we live in now. Pretending like everything is the same as it used to be, that's not helping them. But help is teaching them dangers, teaching them about the dangers, teaching them that one small choice can have big consequences. Because stuff like this, I mean, this is just crazy. It's tragic, multiple lives are ruined now because one bad decision, whether it's a prank or pulling the trigger, that can change everything. So y'all take care, stay safe, and just make better choices. Peace, y'all.